Hi, welcome to my channel. So I've been dating and I've actually really been enjoying the process, meeting interesting people, getting to know myself a lot more. So I wanted to make a video talking about a few things that I've been doing differently this time with dating that I think have been really helpful in terms of making the experience actually fun and exciting. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is this idea of choosing love. So this idea is something that Bell Hooks talks about in her book All About Love. I have a very well-loved copy of All About Love here, and I just want to read a quote which really summarizes what this concept is all about. To practice the art of loving, we have first to choose love. Admit to ourselves that we want to know love and be loving, even if we do not know what that means. The deeply cynical, who have lost all belief in love's power, have to step blindly out on faith. So I would say the first step that really made the difference for me is being honest with myself about the fact that I do want love. While I do really enjoy being single and I really love my life, long term I do want to have a partner, and so then being intentional about actually taking steps to make that happen. So the second idea I want to talk about is really having a clear idea of what it is that I'm looking for in a partner. I've chosen some characteristics that are a little bit different and I've been finding really helpful on this dating experience. So the new qualities that I'm looking for in a partner are healthy communication, patience, humility, empathy, and wisdom. And so for me, having those characteristics that I can constantly refer to and think of has been really helpful for me. Third thing I want to talk about is this idea of having healthy boundaries. I would say this has been really helpful for me because in the past, I didn't have healthy boundaries and I was very much a people pleaser. And then because of that, if something didn't work out, like a relationship, I got really frustrated because I felt like I'd given my all to this person. Whereas now I have boundaries about what I am and am not interested in doing when it comes to dating. So if for whatever reason something doesn't work out, I don't have like resentment towards that person because I haven't given them more than I wanted to give. So for example, I'm someone who really loves my independence. And in the past, when I start dating someone, if they want to see me really frequently, I'll make time for them and drop everything. Whereas now I don't do that. I'm like, okay, when we first start dating, it'll be like once a week and I still need my me time. And like, just because you want to call me this evening, if I already had plans, and sometimes my plans are, I want to just sit on the couch today, I'm not going to change that for someone that I just started dating. Having healthy boundaries has been so helpful for me. I honestly think that's the reason why I've now been enjoying dating, because I don't have resentment when I look back at somebody that I've dated. So the fourth idea I want to talk about is knowing when it's time to move on. And for this, I actually have two Bell Hooks quotes that I want to read. This first one is from Bell Hooks' The Will to Change, which is all about men, masculinity, and love. Really, really great book. I would highly recommend it. So Bell Hooks says, I spent most of the years between 20 and 40 seeking to know love with intellectually brilliant men who were simply emotionally unaware. Men who could not give what they did not have. Men who could not teach what they did not know. Men who did not know how to love. That's definitely something that I have kept with me and constantly think about, because I do think there have been situations where a person has been perfect on paper, but when we start dating, I see certain things that just make me realize that emotionally they're not quite there, and I don't think they're actually going to be capable to give me the love that I know that I deserve and that I want. And so the second quote I want to read has been helpful for me, knowing when is a time to actually let go or when it makes sense to try and work with someone through some of these issues. So going back to All About Love, Bell Hooks says, we might be living in a world that would be even more alienated and violent if caring women did not do the work of teaching men who have lost touch with themselves how to live again. This labor of love is futile only when the men in question refuse to awaken, refuse growth. At this point, it is a gesture of self-love for women to break their commitment and move on. So this has been really helpful for me in terms of understanding when it's time to let go. If you're dating someone who refuses to acknowledge that there's an issue and refuses to grow, you can't really do anything to change that person. Whereas if there are certain issues when you're dating someone and you bring it to their attention and then they try and work on it and grow, to me, that's a sign that that person is someone that it is worth sort of pouring into. Because I think it's difficult, right? Like, you don't want to just give up on people, and some people might not even know what they're doing wrong. If I'm seeing someone and there are certain things that I can see are going to cause issues, again, going back to healthy communication, working to have that conversation with them and talk to them about it. And if they are very sort of defensive or not interested in changing, or if you don't even feel like you could have a conversation with them, then for me, that's a sign like that is not the person for me. But if I am able to have a conversation with them and they are open to learning and working on it, then for me, that's a relationship that I will continue to pursue. The final concept that I have been working on is being consistent. I remember when working with my therapist, she said, dating is like having a part-time job. Most people, their partner does not just fall on their lap. They tend to be intentional about it. Also, dating more than one person. In the past, I was definitely the person that would meet someone and then want to focus on them and try and make that work. And then if that didn't work, move on to somebody new. But now I actually don't do that. I date a lot of people. It can actually be helpful to do that, I would say, because sometimes a certain quality about someone that you're not sure about, then when you date somebody else, you're like, oh, actually, you know, I'm okay with this person having this quality because I kind of see someone who is different and it bothers me a bit. So for example, if you're seeing someone who has like a very dominant personality and then you're not too sure whether that would work for you, and then you start seeing someone else who is very passive and it like drives you crazy, then that sort of gives you your answer. Like, okay, I actually do prefer someone who sort of takes charge a little bit more because this passive person is driving me crazy. And I don't think I would be as aware of those things unless I had other people that I'm like comparing them to. So yeah, being consistent, seeing lots of people, and really just like taking it all in its stride. And even if something doesn't work out, just like really sitting and thinking about what you learned from that person. So, you know, when I date someone and then it doesn't work out and we go our separate ways, I like to go and reflect and say, okay, well, what were the qualities about that person that really drew me to them and that I really enjoyed? And then what were the qualities about them that I actually didn't really like? And it's just helping me get a better understanding of what I actually am looking for in a partner. Some things I wouldn't have thought are that important actually do end up being important. So hopefully some of these ideas will be helpful for other people. I would love to hear in the comments if anyone has any things that they've been doing in terms of dating that have really helped them. So this channel is all about re-education and decolonizing the mind. I'm currently on a journey of decolonizing my mind, and I'm reading and learning lots of new things, and I made this channel to share what I'm learning with the world. If you're interested in following along with me on this journey, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up so it will share the content with more people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.